We got some rather unfortunate and sad news for a lot of boxing fans out there. And if you're a boxing fan, you definitely know who this man is. Marvelous Marvin Hagler passed away Saturday at age 66. In case you guys don't know who Marvin Hagler was, he was a former boxing middleweight champion. He's been in some incredible bouts with guys like Thomas the Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard. Um, he, Let me tell you something, Nate. Okay, before I say anything, I just want to take a moment of silence. Thank you. Yeah, first of all, man, I'm sorry, I cut you off again, but before I say anything, this was by ESPN Associated Press. A quote from his wife, Kay, came out, and she said, and I quote, I'm sorry to make a very sad announcement. Today, unfortunately, my beloved husband, Marvelous Marvin, passed away unexpectedly at his home here in New Hampshire. Our family requests that you respect our privacy during this difficult time. Yeah, he's fought some of the biggest names you could think of: Nate Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Thomas the Hitman Hearns. I mean, let me tell you something, man. Marvin Hagler, the one thing I remember about him is the fact that he was so durable. He was such a durable guy. Like, he always kept his body in shape. This man was never out of shape. Man never missed weight. I think in his whole career, he's only got knocked out once, and it was kind of like a BS knockdown at that. But let me tell you something. If people haven't seen this fight, go watch Thomas Hearns versus Marvin Hagler. I think that is the craziest fight in boxing history right there. Especially, and it was only 3 rounds. I think it was the craziest thing ever. But what I loved about Marvin Hagler is he had good defense, but this man was able to take a punch too, like right off his chin, like it wouldn't even affect him. He was able to take a clean punch, and we see guys like Floyd Mayweather who like stayed durable for so long, but Floyd Mayweather has incredible defense. Marvin Hagler does too, but the difference between Marvin Hagler and Floyd Mayweather is Marvin Hagler was willing to stand right in front of you and continue like trading blows. And it's no, I'm not hitting, I'm not putting no hit on Floyd. What I'm saying is Marvin Hagler back in his days, him and the other guy would just start trading blows. There'll be some moments in Marvin Hagler's career where it's just him swinging like there's no defense, and he had such a great chin, man, such a great chin. It was so hard to rock this man. It was so hard to actually knock this man out. And going back to the Thomas Hearns fight, Thomas Hearns is he had a ridiculous amount of strength for a middleweight. This guy was knocking people out of their soul. And him and Marvin Hagler just went at it, and they were just swinging and swinging and swinging. And then I think it was the second or third round, and then I think it was the second, and Marvin Hagler just kept swinging they kept swinging and swinging, and Marvin Hagler just hit him clean and knocked him straight out. And it just showed you not only how durable Marvin Hagler was, not only like how strong he was, but how great of a boxer he was too. To be able to stand there and continue just going blow for blow and one of the hardest hitters in the middleweight division. He ended up having a fight with Sugar Ray Leonard. He lost by a decision. He got really annoyed by the decision, really upset, and he ended up retiring from the sport of boxing. I think he ended up doing some acting. Somebody can correct me on that, but I think he did some acting, Marvin Hagler. And then he just never came back after that Sugar Ray Leonard fight. You know, it wasn't like a devastating fight. It was a pretty close fight. He just never came back. And that's one thing that you don't see in a lot of athletes. A lot of athletes, you don't really see them retire in their prime. I mean, most recently, like Habib, he's in his prime and he retired, but you don't really see it. You know, you really don't see a lot of players retiring in their prime, or a lot of players or a lot of athletes retiring in their prime. Usually, when they retire, they're past that prime, and you know they're kind of like I hate to say it, but like they kind of washed. You know, they're not the same fighter. But Marvin Hagler could have easily came back. I know he was keeping his body in condition. He could have easily came back, and I think he could have won the middleweight title in a Sugar Ray Leonard rematch. I'm gonna be real with you. But yeah, he's faced Leonard, Duran, Thomas the Hitman Hearns, and it really is a sad. And Saturday was a really sad day for boxing because we definitely lost a true great. So with that being said, you know, rest in peace to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Condolences to his family and close friends. And yeah, it's just a sad. That was just a sad day for boxing.
Yeah, it was, and I'll take off from there. May Marvelous Marvin rest in peace. Condolences to his family, his friends, everybody affected by this. Yeah, man, I'm not as big on boxing as Mario is. But I know who this guy is. He represents Massachusetts, which is my home state. He's from Brockton, so he represents the state that I'm from. So I know who this guy is. He's very well known around here, especially in New England. Um, Yeah, it's just really sad, man. I mean, he was just such an absolutely amazing fighter, and he even said it in his name, marvelous. They don't call him Marvelous for nothing, you know. But you basically kind of took everything I was gonna say, so I won't repeat it. But it really is a sad day for boxing. Lately we've been losing a lot of legends. Kobe was the first. Then switch over to baseball. We lost Hank Aaron, who was an absolute legend in the game. Boxing lost Leon Spinks, and now Marvelous Marvin. Football lost a great football coach and Marty Schottenheimer. Like we're just losing legends like it's crazy. It's just really sad to hear, and it's really sad to report as well. Um, so with that being said, hold your loved ones tight. You know what I mean? It's just a really short life we live. Just make every second count. You know what I mean? Because tomorrow ain't never promised. So you don't wanna end on a bad note. You know what I mean? So with that being said, may Marvelous Marvin rest in peace. Condolences to his friends and family, and it's just a really sad day for boxing.